So in the last lesson, we completed the HTML for our login page, and this is what we produce with it. In this lesson, we are going to use CSS to style our document. Okay, so on the left side, within our CSS folder, double-click CSS to bring it in here. And we will link our CSS to our HTML like this. And then we say CSS login.css. Okay, so that's how we've done that. Okay, so the first thing we want to style within our CSS is the body. So we could say body, and we say font family will be Arial, and we could say padding top. So we're saying push everything in the body down by 100 pixels. So if we reset, we could see 100 pixel space at the top, reproducing what we have here. Okay. We want to reduce the width of our article. So if we go back into login, target our article, which is just there, and we could change the width of the article. So we could say article, and we could set the width to be something like 300 pixels. So let's reset and see what we have. So that's exactly what we want it to look like. And we also want to put it in the center, so we could say margin auto. And if we come back here, we can see it is in the center of the screen. Okay, so we have our sign in. We want that text to be in the center. So to do that, we use text align because it's a text. So within our body we have article. Within article we have header and H1. So we could target that by coming here. We say go into article, find a descendant, that's a H1, and we can now say text align that to the center. Okay, so now we could say font family. For that should be something like Helvetica New, and we could default to Arial if you don't have that Helvetica installed. So font weight should be normal, so it's not bold. So if we save what we've done and we'll reset, we could see that style is applied. So the next thing to look at is the border top and bottom for the field set. So we want to apply the same style here. In our HTML, we have article, and within article we have form, and we have field set. So we could target that in our CSS by saying within form, target field set. Okay, so we could set the border to none, so there's no border applied at first. Okay, so that's close to what we want, but not quite. So we can go back into our CSS and we could set the border for the top section to be 1 pixel, hashtag BBB and solid. Copy this and duplicate it. On line 20, we could change top, so it's bottom. So the same styles apply. And if we go back into our style, we reset, we could see the border has been set as we want it to. There's a space padding that we also need to add to our field set to the top and bottom of it. So we could set the top to be 20 pixels and we'll set the bottom to be 0 pixel. And that's a space applied there. So if we go into our login, we can see the space was applied exactly as we want it. And the next style that we need to work on is the input field. Okay, so we have our input fields there. We need to be able to target our input fields and add some styles to it. Okay, so our input fields are here. So we go to form. Within form, we have our P element. So we want to center align the P element. We could say within form find a field set, and within field set find a P. And we could say text align center, and that's it. It's centered for us. The next thing we want to do is increase the width and the height and the font size for our input field. So we could go into our HTML just to target it. So we have a form, field set, and then we have our input field. Okay. So here we could say go into form, find a child as field set, find a child of field set that's input. Okay, and within that we can set the width for the input to be 190 pixels and the height to be 22 pixels. We can also add padding left, so the text is not too close to the edge. We'll add it to be 10 pixels and the font size to be 16 pixels. Okay, so if we save this and we reset, so we'll see what we've done. Nothing happened. Actually, that's because the direct child of field set is P, not input. So we could get rid of that. So we could target descendant instead. Okay, so that's it. The field set is styled for us. And we can see that our style is slowly getting there. So we have the remember me section to style. We want to grayed out and with a spacing applied. Again, to target it, we come here, we have footer, and within footer we have our P tag. And we can target our P tag, put spacing between our footer and our field set as well. So in here we could say footer, target a child P, and text align this to the center. The font family, the font size we want is 12 pixels, so it's small. Something else we need here is the color. We set the color to BBB, so it's gray. So we have, let's have a look and see what we've done so far. So that's it, center aligned. So we want to put this space between the sign-in form and the remember me label. So what we could say, we could target the sign-in input, and we could push everything to the left. So in here we have our input, our label, and then we have a type submit, which we need to target. We can't just target input because there are too many inputs there, so we need to be more specific. So we could say target input type of submit, and we could say margin left, so push everything leftwards by 50 pixels. And if we come here and we reset, we can see the space has been created to the left. And that's pretty much, okay, so we have this space here to also work on, and that would be the conclusion for our styling. So we want to target the footer, and we want to push everything up, so margin top, push it up by 20 pixels. And if we come and we reset, we can see the space 20 pixels has been created there for us. So that's it really for this lesson. We've styled our login page. We've come across some input fields and how to use them. In the next lesson, we'll be creating a registration page where we can do a lot more with form elements. I'll see you there.